Oh my goodness. Happy Friday. Hello, Burke. Yes. You are kind of the founder of creativity. I'll buy that. That's a good title.
I forgot that was up there. Chat, it's because that's what it tells you to put in the box when you sign in, and I was too lazy this morning. So sorry, I'll put that. Look, I'll fix it. Hold on. Look, John. We'll be twins this morning. You'll love it. No, wait, hold on. That's not it.
I use the window. Are you on Windows today or Mac?
I'm on a Mac today.
Okay. Does that have the can emoji thing built in too?
The can emoji?
Whatever it's called. How did you put that in?
What, this thing right here?
Yeah.
I copied it off a website.
Oh, okay.
It's what's the name of that site? It's called Emoticon Central.
So on Windows, it is built in now.
No way.
Yeah, it totally is.
I thought Windows was for serious work.
It is. Okay, check this out. Let me share my screen. This is the kind of serious work I'm up to today. Present my screen. I'm going to share the whole window. Entire screen is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to do emoji inside of here. So let's go add the screen. Okay. So if I hit window dot, it pops up this thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the emojis. It's got GIFs. It's got cow emoji, and it's got symbols. And then, like depending, you can have your clipboard stuff too and all that. So and as we just I don't know what any of these things mean, so I'm always kind of worried to pick things. But I figured there's classic ASCII, there's happy, there's all these things. So yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Somebody worked on this and it shipped in Windows. And then the emojis are pretty neat. And another crazy thing that we discovered is Teams now, not built into here, but Teams has all these crazy hidden emojis.
It does, and they animate too. They're like,
it's insane. Yeah. So
what's up, Raju? What's going on?
All right.
Welcome. And
this is wow, Morocco, Brazil, so cool. Friends around the world. Yes, sir. Hello, Surly Dev. This is all good. Okay, so we are, man, anyone watching by now, I blame you. It's like it's on you for doing this. But here's no, I mean the viewers. Hello, Belgium. Awesome.
We blame you, viewers, for watching this show. Wow.
Yeah. Okay. I was chatting with a friend from Belgium yesterday about they have Techronic.
Awesome. Yeah. Surly Dev here.
Istanbul, so cool. Yes, I'm a fan of Istanbul.
I woke up this morning in Germany on purpose, or in the UK and you woke up in Germany because.
Wow. So okay, we can parse this out. Hello from the UK. Woke up this morning in Germany. So they woke up in Germany and got to, well, okay, that's nice. Hell of a pub crawl. All right.
It's because it's afternoon in the UK. So if you woke up in Germany, it is feasible that you could have pub crawled your way to the UK by now. However, very difficult, not easy to do.
Hungary. I have not been to Hungary.
Hello from Montreal. What's up?
Montreal, cool. UK. All right. Well, I guess we better do some serious work. So this is the URList website, the live version, not for much longer. The live version is built with Vue and Azure Storage, Azure Front Door, a lot of stuff that later shipped as an offering called Static Web Apps. It's one of my favorite sites in the world. You can make a list of links. You can share them. You can see I was an early adopter, Burke, because once we log in with Twitter, which may work today.
Links. Yes.
Okay, so if I go to my links, so here, 2019. And so like here, this is how we started sharing our links. And so I do these a few times a week, and I'm a big fan. So we're kind of building this with the latest and greatest in static web apps, and we're using Blazor because we wanted to learn some stuff. And wow, Tunisia, Macedonia. Okay. So we are getting close to the end, I think. We have updated to .NET 8. We have a lot of stuff. You can see here, I've been a busy little typer lately. You have too. There's a lot going on. So you've got to jump off partway through the stream.
I do. I have to do chat. I have to go to an EAR, give people a preview of internal Microsoft boring.
Executive something review.
Engineering area review.
Oh, engineering area review. You can tell I don't.
It's just a prep. Basically, we just go and look at our slides and make sure that they have slides on them. By the way, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I'm going to say it. Chat, okay. I have never seen worse PowerPoint presentations than I've seen in Microsoft. It's as if we don't know how to use our own site. Have you seen this, John?
No. So bad, man. All you do is click on the designer tab.
No one does that. They're just white slides with bullet points and black text.
I think it's an aesthetic. I think people are intentionally I'm not screwed. We are engineers here. We are doing
It's gotta be, man, because I sit in some of these meetings and I'm like,
so bad.
Yeah. Let me get my kid in here to fix this PowerPoint for y'all. Yeah. All right.
I for a while I got on yay, Cameron! Woo! So lately I got on PowerPoint TikTok for a while. And all my TikToks were like, oh, let me show you a thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're doing a morph transition. The answer to all of them is morph transition. You do some
pretty much. Although I do feel I'm yeah, you don't need that in your presentation, right? You're getting away. It's not a movie. It's a presentation.
Yeah. But sometimes if you don't have content, you got to wow them with the transitions. Yeah.
That's true. Well, it's mostly aimed at kids in high school doing Google Slides stuff. It's you got to do a presentation on Frida. What's her last name? And anyway, yeah, I've seen those TikToks. They're great. Sorry, I'm distracting. What are we doing?
You're going to do some front end. Then while you're gone, I'm going to do some API business. And then when you come back, we're going to wrap some stuff. We're so close to done here. Why don't you share your screen and do some cool, wow me with some front end.
Okay, I have to figure out my resolution. I have resolution issues because I got this ultra wide monitor now. Hold on, let me close my music so you can't see what music I'm listening to.
Is it that new you know what, Cameron, while you're here, Cameron, I sure wish we had transitions in Streamyard. I've heard rumors of it coming at some point. You know what I mean? When we switch our things, you can always tell when it's the real studio's doing something and things are fading and moving, and then we do Streamyard and it's not.
Can Cameron, is that something, Cameron, can you turn that on for us?
No, Cameron, not in Streamyard. He can just watch and shake his head. Yeah.
Too bad. It's coming, John. Just wait for it.
For anyone that doesn't know, Cameron was our producer behind the scenes at .NET Conf and just crushed it. We threw so many crazy, ridiculous requests at him and his team, and they just totally knocked it out of the park. It was so cool.
Yeah, but he did back channel me and was like, "This is my last .NET Conf."
He's no, these guys are. Yeah, I bet. Well,
hold on, I'm almost there. I'm doing so much cleanup right now. You have no idea. How do you put something in the trash on a Mac? There we go. Okay, and that's the wrong.
You could do it. While you're doing that, I'm gonna move us around. We're bouncing. I almost have Pong set up by now. This is gonna make somebody sick.
Pong. All right. Okay. You can turn it over to me.
Your screen's not shared.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me. Y'all know that reference? Chat, you get that? Somebody gets that reference. Drop it in the chat if you get that reference. All right.
Okay. You got to share your screen.
What?
I mean,
John, I'm trying. Life is hard.
I hope your EAR goes better than this because.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Rick and Morty isn't actually obscure. Yeah, it's not, but I think you'd be surprised.
Yeah, it is tough when Seinfeld doesn't work. It's like, okay, so it was a
yeah.
show. There's this New York apartment, and there are these friends, and people are like, "Oh yeah, I've seen Friends." You're like, no, it's kind of different, and it's like,
Yeah.
All right.
Do you know that reference, John?
No, I haven't done
See?
them Rick and Morty. Yeah, see,
It's not. It's obscure.
yeah.
No, it's actually not. I think everybody's seen it. All right, except for John. All right, so let's see here. Let's run this thing. It's already running, is it?
By the way, seeing that on the screen, GitHub, the URL is Blazor swap. That's fine, I guess, but there's some things in here. The name of our solution and project are like Blazor static web apps or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about that the other day. Like, how do we need to change the name here?
Renaming and stuff. Yeah.
Let's get a tab over.
I like it. Weather
Let's
API.
go to 4280, which is where we like to hang out. Oh no, that's not going to work. Wait for it. It's building.
Surly's got this. During your EAR, you got to remember to share your slides and share your screen.
Yeah, exactly. After I go through the whole thing, we can't actually see anything or hear you. You were on mute the whole time. Thank you for being here. So one of the things that I did is, so John, the last time that you touched the app, you upgraded it to .NET 8.
Yeah, it's so cool, right?
It's, yeah. And then it introduced this problem.
Oh, yeah.
Where there are certain things that it gets mad about because it can't, I don't know why I'm
well, let's go into that. You're in that file? No, you're not in that file. Yeah,
I am in the file. Well, it's here. Like, it's not, it says it here. It's not saying it here for some reason, but like, it doesn't like this stuff.
Yeah. Okay, because I didn't pick up on it before, but it totally makes sense to me now, because it wants to trim down to as small as possible. And when you tell it you're going to serialize anything, right? This is a generic deserializer for absolutely anything. So it can't optimize the JSON serializing and deserializing.
But it's not. Look, I'm telling it what the type is right here.
I mean, maybe it's, so maybe, is that the line where it's saying it?
Yeah, it's not, I don't know what, you know what, look, just reload. This is the line. So there's two things going on here we'll talk about. One of them is, come on, C# dev kit. One of them is this stuff, this local storage. The other one was the HTTP container that we built.
Oh, that's the one I was thinking of.
Abstracted away all of this stuff into this very generic thing that would just serialize and deserialize anything. And it was just riddled with warnings because it couldn't, I understand that it doesn't know whether or not code analysis language server couldn't create a connection. That's super. That's awesome. Good news. So the HTTP, and I don't know how many chat, if you remember the HTTP container, if you've been with us that long, let me know in the chat because I'm curious. But I removed it altogether. Oh, so what happened was, what had happened, let's refresh. Still can't reach it? Come on, give me a break. Where's my terminals?
So somebody mentioned in there building a custom deserializer, optimal deserializer. We can use a source generator. That is a thing. .NET 7 and .NET 8, you can, it's like some hoops to jump through, but that, yeah.
Yes. Yes. And actually,
it's not worth it in this case, honestly. I don't think, we're not serializing or deserializing enough that it would be worth it. I think that's more if you're deserializing a serious JSON document, right? And it's like you need a custom, this has like 5 properties.
What is a SWA? Shaking with anger? Exactly. Yeah, it's a static web app.
Yeah.
But I didn't like, the whole reason that the thing exists is like, we'll just like go to the live site.
Mm-hmm.
The whole reason that HTTP container exists is for one piece of UI functionality, which is this green bar that goes across the, I hate this so much. This green bar that goes across the top of the screen right there, that shows you that there's activity. But then like the more that I started to use this, the more I was like, well, this doesn't make any sense because you can't tell, right?
And honestly, I didn't totally
know which one of these things is updating.
Yeah. It's kind of separated from the actual work you're doing.
Right. And also all the thing is doing is like trying to handle showing and hiding this thing, and like cool, but in like for the UI, it doesn't make sense. It's not a good experience. And so what would be a better experience is if we had a green indicator, if that line was on the box that's updating instead of top of the screen. Yeah. And so once you do that, once you remove that requirement of having that thing up there for every HTTP request, it gets a lot simpler. So what I did was, let's see if this is up now. So what I did was, let's go here. There it is.
That is so cool.
You saw it there. Let's clear out the list. Let's do it again. What's interesting is like Microsoft.com works locally, but when we deploy it, Microsoft.com returns like it's got no Open Graph information.
Okay. I actually had a lot of fun digging through that Open Graph stuff. I'll mess with it some more.
So yeah, now it just shows each one of these, right? Which is a better experience. And if you go to, so I'm basically handling the loading. Let me show you what I'm doing there. Since we don't have an HTTP state container anymore, we're just doing it like normal human beings, right? Like, so when you add a new link here, if we just do a standard HTTP call, there's nothing, here. So all I did was I created this link update pool, which this is the only thing I don't like is like the naming of this thing. So, gosh, there's too much stuff on the page. Get out of here. Get out of here. All it is a list of links that are currently in the process of updating.
Okay.
And then each one of these link bundle items, I think, has a progress bar, right? No, link bundle item editable has this progress bar, and it just checks to see whether or not this link is in that list. And then as long as it is, it shows the progress bar. And as soon as it gets removed, then it doesn't. Now, I don't know if that's actually the best way to do that. It's not complicated, but it's also not that intuitive, you know?
I mean, it looks pretty. If it's not, I don't know. I mean, we could always code golf it, but it looks, I have a question. Is that really pretty progress bar thing? Is that built into Bulma? Or did you know what I mean with that animation?
Kind of. I mean, it is a progress bar, but you can see here's all the animation and stuff back here. So the progress bar element is gone. It doesn't actually exist anymore because it's only used in one place, which is here.
I actually really like it because as a user, it wasn't totally obvious to me. Like I noticed that thing occasionally going, but I didn't really connect. I was just like, okay, it means the site is busy or whatever.
About what's it doing, right?
Now I can see directly like it's updating, and it actually brought to my attention like, oh, this thing is updated. You know, like it's pretty cool.
So, chat, stop talking about x86 assemblers and help me. Please, Chuck, Fuel, tell me what is the better way to do this than the way that I'm doing it?
Well, okay, so what don't you like about it? That it's maintained at the state container level?
That it's just like that's a great question. So when you create a new link, what happens? You create a new link and it adds it to this list, add link to update pool. And then the state containers, there's just like a list of links that are currently being updated. And then it removes it when it gets done updating or when it fails. It just removes it. That's it. That's all it's doing. Chat's just totally ignoring me.
They're like off on.
They're not listening to the stream. I bet they have it on mute. Awesome.
Yeah,
I would too.
I don't know. I mean, like a lot of things, I'm kind of like, okay, well, let's try it until it causes a problem. It seems to work okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll use it. So, okay.
Yeah.
So we did that. That's a change. What other changes have I made? Another change is, so like now that there's no progress bar, if you go to other pages that need to load, I just implemented like those 3 dots, right? So each page just handles its own loading state. So if you go to that page,
Oh, right. Okay.
like it's not, look, if loading user list, show this, else show the stuff, right? Like it's just, as someone who comes along next, it's just obvious what this is doing.
Should there be I mean, so is this at the top of every page now?
With this right here?
Yeah.
Well, I would think maybe it's on my list page. Okay. It does that. And then it's on the public page. So like if we go to here, you saw it for a second.
Yeah.
It was pretty quick. The other thing I did.
Yeah, that's cool.
Then I'm like super happy about is I did this.
Oh, that's very nice. Okay.
How cool is that?
So now, what happens when I click on that link down below?
It goes to a new link list.
Oh, that's such a nice thing. That's so nice.
Yeah. So here, who drew? Where does this art come from? Who drew this? Yeah. Any guesses?
Chat GPT.
Nope.
I don't know then.
I mean, I'm saying no, but it still wasn't AI. Okay. Bing, exactly.
Oh,
it was Bing design. You know how long it took me to get this character? I spent like 25 of my credits. First of all, I'm running out of credits.
Wow. Okay.
Anyway, so I called him this little guy, called him URL because I don't know. So it's the unofficial mascot. You must ask what it is to check. Nice. So those are the big updates that I made. I also turned off the beta logo.
I like it. I think I bugged you about that, didn't I?
Did you?
I think so. I think I was like,
I removed it. Yeah. And then the favicon, you can kind of see it here. The favicon's different.
Yeah.
The old favicon, new favicon.
Okay.
I did. What else did I do? You know what I did do, John?
What's that?
On the sortable, I'm not sortable. So the sortable.min.js is no longer loaded in the index page. It's loaded here.
Only where you need it.
That
is awesome.
Right here. Is it not in? Oh, it's not in this particular PR, but yes, it will be. So yeah, it's just here, right? Instead of, so if you don't ever go to this page, then you don't have to load that, which is nice. It's only like 9 kilobytes, but still. See, look, it's coming.
Yeah.
And then like I aligned the publish button. I'm trying to think if I did anything else. Oh, I think the about now goes to a README, which I thought was like a better.
Oh, okay. I got to call out some things in the chat. Got 3 a.m. calling in from Japan. That's so cool.
Yo, what's up?
And then Fool Snabble says, $1 billion idea, AI image compression. There actually are some interesting AI-based image compression things. But, I mean, yeah.
So I will present this, and if I don't get promoted to VP, then you have to make me VP of whatever company you work at. How about that?
All right.
The most nice thing is we don't need to use JavaScript. You always need JavaScript.
We got some JavaScript going in here.
We do.
You turn me on to some of it. It's good once we got it working. I like it.
You don't hate it as much as you used to.
You know, I I like JavaScript for what it can do. It's just when you're writing a lot of it, it can be tough to debug. That's my thing. I end up with a lot of console write lines, console log.
That's exactly it. I was thinking about this last night, where I was like, what is it about Blazor that I like so much? And part of it is, like, I don't know how else to say this other than to say that there's something about knowing that if it builds and runs, you've probably got most of the issues. Now, that's not to say it's going to work perfectly, right? But it's like the compiler is like, it's like the most basic unit test you can have. And when you remove that and it's just JavaScript where it just does whatever, or it doesn't. And everything gets debugged in the console. Yeah, exactly. If it builds, but there's something to that, right? Like, you know at a certain level that things are right. You don't know that they're 100% right.
But it is a first test where it's like, otherwise, yeah, and strongly typed. It's not just about that. It's like having a strongly typed thing where you're actually going to like see, you can build interfaces, you can build like it's a trade-off, because it's like, it's more picky as you're building, but then it's also going to keep you out of trouble in production or whatever. So
yeah, this is a good one too. I love Blazor Server because I don't want to have to write APIs. Like, it's been so long because I do JavaScript that I have written an application that doesn't require an API that I don't even know. I don't even know what this means anymore, but it sounds nice. Okay. I think I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that I need to show you that I've done. I feel like I've done so much more work, but most of it's just me like implementing things and then tearing them out, swearing.
Well, I do think front end wise, like at a later point, you did mention Playwright, and I definitely would like to get some Playwright happening. That's something that would be maybe worthy of a full on thing.
I think so. We definitely need tests.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well,
I know I got like 2 minutes before I got to jump off to this thing. So
yeah.
Let's switch over to you and start talking about UI stuff. Then I'll come back.
Okay.
Or I won't.
I will take you off the screen. I actually am in the middle of switching to my presentation mode, Visual Studio. So let's see how well that goes. Otherwise, I'll just go in tiny type. So I'll get you in a half hour.
Is this true? The grumpy game dev streams every day writing classic ASP and VB script. Is that true?
That would make me grumpy too. That's part of how I got my start, Burke. In web.
Is it really? Dude, that would be a lot of fun to watch.
VB script. Yeah. Wow. There are only 5 objects. Request. Okay.
ASP, the original PHP. All right.
Yeah.
I'll come back.
Gosh.
Okay. Good luck, chat. Be nice and fun. We're done.
Me for a bit.
All right. See ya.
Okay. So I'm going to be doing some API stuff. I have done some refactoring, some testing, some different business. The first thing I noticed that I have different Visual Studios installed. I'll go back to share my screen. You might as well see what I'm going through here. So let's go with that. Here's what's happening, because I have different Visual Studios. I have presentation mode is one of them. So if I go in here, I've got preview, I've got the installer. This is something that took me way too long to notice, is right click on Visual Studio and you get all this stuff. So I used to have the installer pinned on my taskbar, and then I realized I don't need to do that. Let me put me over here. So but then I realized as I was switching over to my presentation mode, which just basically has bigger fonts, that I need to update my Copilot. So let's see if that works. What is Visual Studio presentation mode? Excellent question. That is something that Mads Christensen, the founder of All Good Things, Visual Studio presentation mode. So this is, so here's Mads talking about it. And it is There's a blog post, and I think it's an extension, and it adds some really cool stuff. So it the main thing is like switch all your fonts, simplify your layout. Like you basically, what I like with it is you can define like a presentation mode that has everything like ready for a presentation. And then in my day-to-day work, I can tweak away, use all the different crazy extensions, do all whatever. But then when I need to do a presentation, I switch over to presentation mode, and it's got all my fonts bumped up and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. Have I tried Power Toys? Are you talking about Visual Studio Power Toys, or are you talking about Windows Power Toys, or which Power Toys? I am definitely a big fan of the Visual Studio, the Windows Power Toys. This guy here, they are cranking away so many things lately. It's amazing. If you're not following this, Windows Power Toys, oh my gosh, I am a huge fan of Power Toys. They've added so much stuff in here. I think my favorites, let me see. Okay, I use Color Picker. A crop and lock, I don't use. It's good if you have giant screen and then you need to present a portion of it. I don't actually do that. I've got 3 monitors. I like fancy zones. There's a ton of stuff. There's image resizer, power rename. Yeah. Quick accent I used for a while, although if you ever play any video games, it's pops up at the worst time. Text extractor is crazy. That is an AI based, you give it an image and it'll extract text from it. I always forget about video conference mute. There's probably some other stuff in here. Yeah, so I'm quite a fan. There's one of the things in here is if I double click my control button, it does a spotlight. So I like it just for that, and I use it sometimes during like presentations. So anyways, yeah, I love this thing. It's amazing. And I love too how they do things. They like update really regularly, and I could go on and on. Yep. So we've got some fans in here. Color Picker, I don't think it does LCH. So I think it's Windows Shift C. So there we go with that. And then so super awesome and it's nice because it's not just there's also Color Picker now built into web tools, but this is nice if you're like, oh, I want to grab this thing from this image or whatever. So here's what we got. So no LCH, but I believe LCH is still kind of a new thing. And the support for it is. So let me see if that's. We could do a pull request. Oh my goodness! Maybe it does do LCH. What is all this? Color formats. Add a new format. Maybe. Wow. End call. All right, I'm going off the deep end. I got to finish some stuff up. Yeah, image resizer is super nice. Quick access. Yeah, old habits die hard. I should use quick access more, and I don't. I always forget about it. Cool. Color Picker, yeah. Okay, so here's some stuff I did. I have been coding away. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump back to an older place in time, and then I'm going to re-implement some of my stuff that I did, and then I'm going to throw it away and merge my commit because I've been hacking away for a while on this. So you can see Burke and I are trying not to waste your time as we wrap this up. I think the latest here, that mouse over is driving me crazy. Authenticated. So I think I need to do the .NET 8 one right here. So I'm going to jump back to there. And I did the wrong thing. I think I want to do history. So I always kind of mess this up. We'll see if we can figure it out together. I think I want to do a detached checkout. Yes. Danger zone. Okay. So now I've jumped back in time and feedback on my comment. Okay, there's comment code. Karthik. Somebody had a comment. I don't see your comment. Ask again, please. yeah, I don't see it. I don't know if it got lost. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is working in the API, and I'm going to do a few things. One is I'm going to restructure some stuff. Right now, a thing that bugged me is it's all just kind of all over the place in here. And I also need, so I've got delete, get, whatever. So step one is I'm going to actually create I'm going to create a folder called like functions, I believe. Here, I'm going to low-key cheat and bring up what I actually built on the other screen. So Blazor swap. So I'm just going out to the website and I'm looking at my pull request and I'll see what my code looks like there. And by the way I did that, let's go here. I went to my pull request in case you don't know about this trick. So here's my pull request. Now I hit dot and it's going to bring up VS Code in the browser, which is so amazing. It blows my mind every time I see it. And so now I can see the code in my pull request, if that makes sense. So, so let's move on with that. So I created a folder. I want to look at the name of my folder. I called it functions. So we'll do that. So add folder, functions. And I tried moving stuff around some different ways, like sometimes using refactors, sometimes using Copilot, and I'll show you some of the things that work better or worse for me. So one thing Burke and I agreed was that these names are kind of a little bit not obvious. And so I played around with some different things, and I went with things like create link bundle, delete link bundle, etc. So instead of like get links, get this, get link bundle for users, like they're all kind of randomly named. So I'm going to move this into here, and then I'm going to say yes, and then I'm going to update the namespaces, so taking advantage of that, and then we'll rename this to delete link bundle. So I'm just taking advantage of Visual Studio's like refactoring stuff as much as possible as I go. So now let's go here and we'll do rename, and we'll call that delete link bundle. Actually, I think I want to go about it the other way. I'm going to go from inside the class. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to do rename. I'll call it delete link bundle. And so now it's renaming throughout the thing. And then it's also, I think, yeah, rename the file. So that's kind of the general thing I went. So like some of the other ones we're going to do. So there's delete link bundle. Then there was create. I don't know. So like save links is like, what is that doing? So I'm going to refactor that. So we'll call this, and also a problem here is there's actually two different files in here, and that's a little confusing because this is one function that actually, it's one class and it has update links and save links. And so, so what I ended up doing is I duplicated this class and then refactored it a bit and stuff to which actually ended up streamlining things a lot. So I'm going to do a few things. So first of all, I'm going to call this, I'll do the first rename. So I'll do rename, save link, bundle. Somehow I escaped out of that. Okay. And then we will move it into here. And this is interesting, by the way. I have delete links and delete link bundle, so we'll need to look into what happened there. Yeah, that's wacky. So we'll go ahead and delete that one. Okay. I have a list of stuff I want to get through before Burke gets back, so I'll hop around a little bit. But curious about different ways. One thing that I did want to do in this is I want to start refactoring using .NET 8 and C# 12 features. And so let me split this class apart, and then we'll do that. So I'm going to do copy and paste, and then we'll rename this one to create link bundle. So we'll do here. So this one is a little bit trickier because I don't want to mess up the other one. So we'll just call this we'll rename it inside the current document. Okay. And we'll rename. Okay. All right. Can you explain about Sitecore? Yeah, Sitecore, I mean, yes and no. So this is a question about Sitecore. I went to a conference they put on recently. Sitecore is and anyone else that wants to pop in too, it's pretty cool. It is built on top of .NET. It is a CMS, but now does a bunch of other stuff. I believe they have a new name, Sitecore. Let's look it up together. I believe it's a CMS that now does a bunch of other stuff. So it's products, like it does a lot of things. So there's there's some kind of OG CMSs in the .NET world, and this is one of them, and I think very heavily used, especially like in Europe. Yeah, I don't know much more about it than that. I believe a lot of these CMSs also over time have had were built on .NET Framework and then migrated to also include, modern .NET, .NET Core, and they have APIs that work with both and stuff. So that is about the extent of my knowledge. Let's go into here, and we have create link bundle, and then this is confusing because this is save links, which is fine. And then down here is update links. So we're going to delete this, and this class now does one thing. So Burke and I decided that we want each class to do one function. So there's that. And then this guy, so there's create link bundle, and then this other one I think we'll call it like update link bundle. So make it a lot more obvious. So this one now I'm going to rename to, I realize I already did that, rename. We'll call this update link bundle. So I went back and forth on a bunch of these, and I decided kind of on do I want, what my verbs and things are. And I decided to be really explicit with them and call them things like create link bundle and update link bundle. So now here's a super cool thing. For one, I can when I'm updating now, I can get rid of a lot of things that I don't need to update or validate anymore. So for instance, I can get rid of, let's collapse these down. So this is update link bundle and update links. No. So now update no longer needs to have the save. See, it gets confusing, and now it's no longer confusing. So updating no longer needs to do, it's always going to have a vanity URL, for instance, because this is an update. It is never going to need validation on the vanity URL, again, because it's an update. So we can get rid of that. So it just really kind of cleans things up and focuses things a lot more. I'm probably breaking some stuff, but that's totally fine. So now, because I'm not doing validation, I can get rid of this and this. And I'm mostly doing this to get us into a place where I can start doing some cooler refactorings. So we've got create, update, delete. This one here, I think we can, I think I'm gonna keep calling that get open graph info. So I'll just move it into functions. And it'll do the rename and all that stuff for me. And then get links. So I think we'll call that like get link bundle. So we'll have get link bundle and get link bundles for user. So I think that's good. It's just kind of like more obvious what they are. So we can move this in. Okay. I'm so excited because I'm about to do some cool refactoring business with .NET 8, especially primary constructors. One of my favorite C# 12 features. Okay. All right. So I think this is kind of nice now because everything in here is my functions. Let's see if this builds. All right, building. I'm going to move myself to the bottom corner so that I can guess, or maybe thinking about doing some refactoring with GitHub chat. So that's why I need to get in that corner. All right, it's building. Of course, we're going to see our error message. Okay, I'm going back. Error messages. View. Error list. No errors yet. Okay. So we're doing okay now. Now what's kind of cool is we can start seeing some refactorings we can do. And so I am excited about that. So we have 7 warnings, no errors. That's all nice. I can, let me see if it's going to give me the option to do this. I can do, yeah, I'm going to close. I might actually, and I'm going to verify I'm on .NET 8. Yes. Okay. So I'm not sure why I'm not getting the refactorings here. I'll try and close. Maybe I'll like close the project and reopen it. Because, okay. Because the refactorings are awesome. The thing I want to do, and this is the like real case for why primary constructors are so great. This pattern right here is a pain in the neck. I may have to do this by hand, which is fine. Create link bundle. Yes. Okay. Okay. So you can see the red and the green. The green is what it's going to create, and the red is what it gets rid of. So primary constructors allow you to add something to the class declaration right here, and then it's reused. It's a local field that can be used throughout the class. What that does is I no longer have to declare this, and I no longer have to map over to that. So let's do that again. Use primary constructor and remove fields, okay? Because I don't need them anymore. So here, that cleaned up all that stuff at the top. This, I noticed as I'm going through the validation, that the validation does, okay, keep in mind what we got here. We've got a list of uppercase, lowercase, and numbers, all right? When we generate our vanity URL, you can ensure vanity URL. It goes through and creates a list of uppercase and lowercase numbers, and then it forces them all to lowercase, which is so awesome. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to delete this line, and then I'm going to go up to here, and I'm going to delete the uppercase characters. And there we go. So I was really proud of that code. I'm a 10x coder today. another thing I can do, and it's not giving me the option to do it. Maybe it will if I go inline down below. With a regular expression, you can actually generate a compiled regex. Let's see where that is again. It's in the validation. Did I delete it? No. Yeah, create link bundle. Validate payload. There's a regular expression. I don't know where it is. There it is, regex. So here, I really hope it gives me the option. Convert to a generate. Okay, so this is so cool. This is a generated regular expression that is done at compile time. Okay, so we're doing that, and I'm going to call this Vanity. Okay. So now what happens is this actually uses a source generator that generates that regular expression for me. So everything else works the same, but it's just done at compile time, which I think is super cool. It can still work off of that. Let me see, I got to move fast before Burke gets back. So those are some of the cool refactorings. There's a bunch more, and I think I have something that's like, it's starting to work through some of the suggestions. So I can go through and like start, okay. So I can get rid of that. Remove unused member. There's so many refactorings in here that I can just clean up now. Here's something that I notice here is it shows this logger is actually, this is part of my, oh, here's another thing I want to do. All of these things, strings are bad. Any strings you can get rid of, you want to, because there can be a typo, right? So if I go, that's not going to be caught, right? But it's broken. So what I want to do instead is I'm going to use name of operators, name of, and then I can change this, right? So this is another refactoring. This is not popping up for me, so I'm just doing it manually, but that's what I did for all of those. This is another one where I can use, I believe, primary constructor as well. So here, use primary constructor. So just basically rip through all of them and do this, you know. So delete, deletes another one. So just every single one of these, it gets rid of so much unnecessary code, and it's especially good for this DI case where your constructor takes a few parameters, maps them to fields, and it's just all noise, right? So watch, we get rid of all this, all those red lines of code. Beautiful. We'll do this. I don't think it gives a refactoring for this. I wish it did. So name, I'll do that. So that's neat. Name of delete link bundle. So there's an example of, these don't really matter. They're mapped to a URL, but I want them all to be like strongly typed where possible. How are we doing on this? I'm just going through and looking. No, I don't want a base class. Okay. So I think I'm going to be pretty happy when Burke gets back. I do want to go through a few more, and then I want to show my API test class that I refactor it to. This, again, I can get rid of just every single one. So what happened before in this is I actually got these in my error list. That's why I didn't have it turned on. Oh my goodness. So now I can go through and I can start doing these things, right? So I can go here. Oops. So in my browser, it popped up the help on it, which I guess is helpful. So here, this is saying this is assigned a value but never read. Okay. So I'm not sure why. Well, we can just delete the line. Unnecessary assignment value. Logger factory is unread. So there's so many things in here. Here's a few more that I want to show off that are .NET awesomeness. This new, I can simplify things using this new expression. It's a small little thing, but again, it's extra code and I don't need it. Hasher equals new hasher is super repetitive, so I can just use new instead. So I can go through in that. All of these, it's a small thing, but use count property instead of enumerable.count, which is good. So we'll do that. So all these kind of built-in refactorings are pretty wonderful. Here, so we've got all these like loggers that are unnecessary. So here we can just go with that. Again, here we can go through and do our okay. That. Now, the reason we don't need a logger here is because it's actually generating a logger or not logging or something. We'll put that in if we need it. This class, we can use a primary constructor. So just all the stuff. This we can get rid of. I want to take a look at a couple more things. I hope Burke's meeting is going awesomely. Let's go into our program. There's some small things to clean up in here. And so here, just like nice kind of fit and finish stuff as we're kind of cleaning up, getting rid of unnecessary code where we can. Spelling. I like now that it's got spelling built in. That's kind of a neat thing. Creating a new cache and reuse. So some of these I like, and some of them I'll ignore. This is, interesting. I wouldn't have noticed that this could be marked as static, so that's fine. All right, I'm going to go over to my API test because the thing that's bugged me is we actually need to test these API methods. And I think at this point, I'm going to switch to my current head. So let me see if I can do that without breaking things. So I'll basically throw all this stuff away. And then Burke gets back and we're going to be like, look at all the amazing code I wrote, Burke. So let's go to view branch history. And instead, let's go to, let's just go to remote API Redux. Let's go discard changes. Okay. And then I'll show you a few other things I played with in here. Let's see if it got it. Okay. Local history. Oh my goodness. Let's go delete everything. Delete all the changes. Delete. Yes. Let's go pull. Okay. Already up to date. I'm a mess. What have I done? This detached head is always a worry for me. I think I may be okay, and it's just scaring me. I'll find out when I go to API tests. Yeah, okay, so we're good. So what I did here is I wanted to be able to test the authenticated API methods. And so I used some of the features here. Number one is I'm setting some variables. So the port is nice. That kind of makes it so my API things, I can then use these. But the bigger deal is I need to pass this XMS client principal. And the client principal is the value that EasyAuth is using to authenticate. And it has this stuff in here. I think I can turn on word wrap. View. Let's do it this way. Word wrap. Word wrap. Okay, word wrap. EW. All right. I don't know why it's initializing templates. Okay, good. So let's bump this up a bit. So I have a JSON file, or this, my XMS client principal, whatever, is passing in a user ID and an identity provider. And the reason I need all those is because when I save stuff, Burke is connecting. So exciting. Okay. When I save stuff, like for instance, when I'm going to do an update, I validate that the user already existed and did all the things. So this is the validation we check to make sure if I'm going to update something. Here, Control EW. Okay. So if I'm going to update a link bundle, I need to own it. And the way we verify, oh, there he is. Hey, Burke. All right, how'd it go? How was the EAR?
This is pretty good. I don't think we're going to get to my slides, so awesome.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
No, I'm kidding. We probably will.
You know what? I realized that's why they do the white slides with the black bullet points, because they know you go to enough of these things, you spend all this time crafting your slides, and then they don't get to them. Because they're like, you get to the third slide, and everyone's like, let's rethink the whole problem.
Well, what happens is they usually get hung up on one slide and you don't know which one it's going to be. And then you spend the whole time and then it's over and you're like, all right, well.
I've done that so many times, like hours, stay up late at night, getting everything perfect. And it's like, yeah, we're going to ignore you.
Yeah, we won't get that far. Sorry.
Okay. So what I did was I jumped back in time and re-implemented a bunch of stuff. I used a bunch of cool features, Burke. So one that I'm a huge fan of is primary constructors. So what primary constructors do is on the class, you can put parameters, and then those can be used throughout the class. And it cleans out. Before we had a class initializer and it set a value to a local property and it did all this stuff. And now that all goes away. Less code. So anyways.
I heard less code. And in the meantime,
less code. Let me bring up the diff. You can see like on the diff. So let's go to get link. This is my show and tell. So see all this stuff on the left, all this junk here. We're doing all that stuff because we want to set two values. Instead, we can just do directly here. Actually, that one, it looks like I didn't even, there's another one where I did an even better job with it. Oh my gosh. It's because I renamed them and then they all got changed around. Well, the point is that all this stuff at the top is kind of noise.
Oh yeah, all the like logger factory.
Yeah, and so and so the primary constructor, you can put it. I don't know. You can put it directly on the class. So here, if in my class, I can say Cosmos client, and then I don't have to like map it back and forth and do all that stuff. So.
And just gets injected?
Yeah.
From where?
So it basically works the same as if you had a class and constructor. So all the dependency injection stuff still works. You just don't have to like this basically magically.
Don't you have to set the endpoint? Or no?
No. So the code before. Let me see if I can do this again.
I see. So it just gives you a Cosmos client object that you could then something. Okay.
So what I was doing before was in my constructor set this stuff and then set it to properties and stuff like that.
Gotcha. Okay. So it gives you a this.cosmos whatever without you having to. Gotcha. Yeah. TypeScript's had this for a long time.
Yeah, I know. C# is stealing the best from TypeScript and F#, and So.
All right.
Unashamed thievery. Okay, but what I did want to show off was I updated the HTTP client with the authentication. So proud. Okay, so what we're doing on our validation. Oh, one other thing I got to show off. Very happy with this. The save, so create link bundle, is using a regular expression, and I changed it to use a generated regex. So this is using a source generator, and it's like at compile time building this optimized regular expression. So it's not at runtime seeing a string and compiling the regular expression and doing all that stuff. That's pretty neat, right?
Yeah.
So now in the code where we use a regular expression, it basically works the same. I don't know, it's somewhere in here, right here, vanity regex.match, and it like has the pattern built in.
Oh, it's already there. Oh, that's
yeah,
cool.
it's so slick. Okay, so what I did then is I went into my API tests, I created a JSON value, and then I base 64 encoded it, because that's how it's actually being sent in the real world. So like in these,
so you're actually mocking a client principal?
Yeah. Which actually was not hard. It wasn't super hard. So what happened is this client principal value, we read this data, right? And it's just some JSON data. And then, but the one trick is it's base 64 encoded. So I went into, so I created this JSON file, and then I literally went to like base 64 encode. Whoa, base.
Based.
All right. And so
here, speak for out of pocket.
Built in, right? So pretty slick. This is built into to Bing or whatever. It's built into all of these. So
is it really? Somebody built a base 64 encoder into Bing?
Yeah, so like secretly, not that secret anymore. James is like working to get like, there's all these developer features nobody knows about, and he's like trying to get them to like we're gonna help publicize them or something. But so here, this gave me this value, whatever. So I had to do something slightly different because I forget the username was encoded. I don't know, something. But anyhow, oh, the username is salted and hashed. So I went through, ran it, salted and hashed it, grabbed it, threw it in here. And so anyways, we've got a client principal. So now I'm going to wrap up my show and tell, but I'm going to run my API, and then we'll test it. And when I did that, I found out like I wasn't doing a few things I needed to do. The biggest problem was our update method was overwriting the username and the provider. So every time you updated, it would remove the user. It wouldn't save the username or the provider. And so
it would just be empty.
It would be empty. Yeah.
Oh, that would be bad.
That was bad. So anyways, getting this API test thing going is good. And of course, it works with also the REST client thing. Okay, so now we'll go in here. Oh, and I don't know if I showed you this. I'm using variables now. So like the port and everything is put in one place. Client principal.
Super fancy.
I know, right? Okay, so here I'm going to do send request, and we'll see if it exists. And it may say, awesome, it says not found. Just in time for me to make a fool of myself. Come on, computer. Is it running? 70, 71. I'm not happy about this. It worked for me last night. Okay, let's go, and maybe I did this wrong. 70, 71. API. Oh, I had an I at the end. That's cute.
Oh.
All right. Okay.
That's
so
one that'll get you.
Send request. I think it'll say it already exists. Vanity URL already exists.
Nice.
So now I'm going to scroll down to the bottom, and I'm going to go send request, and I can delete it. Link deleted. So now I can run through my whole workflow and verify everything. So we'll do create. So it created it. Now if I try and create it again, it'll say already exists.
Okay.
Now I can go through and I can say get. There it is. And then I can do, this is an update.
What's it updating?
It's
whatever's there.
Here, let's make
change
this
it. Yeah. Montemagno.com, our new favorite site. Montemagno.com needs an app in the App Store. I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
Is one. Who are we kidding?
So we're doing that. Now let's do an update. So Montemagno, right? I'll go back and do a get. Montemagno, we're good. And then we'll delete it. So anyways, I'm pretty happy with that. And like able to go through and verify everything working and all that.
That's a pretty nice test. Now, can you make a test that tries to delete or update the link bundle as
that I don't know.
someone else? I guess that isn't possible. It can only.
No, it totally is. Let's do what we need to do. So let's delete John's links. Right?
Okay, yeah.
So let's go through, let's copy this. That's a great idea. Okay, so we copy that, go down here, and we're going to instead delete links.
John's links, yeah, because those are mine, not yours.
Okay, which is ironic, isn't it?
Right, no, that's the whole point. That's the whole point.
Need to do that.
Trying to have some fun out here. All right.
Okay, unauthorized.
That is awesome.
Right?
So what about if you try to update it?
Okay, let's do that. So I can make this really simple. I'm not going to do a whole big thing. Let's do, so it's a put request. I mean, I guess here. Go down here. I'll do, and then we can do, I think.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Just send in one, right? Yeah.
And then like that, I think that's right. Then I need to get this back, and I need to do. I'm in my presentation mode, Visual Studio, which is why my fonts are huge, but it kind of overwrites.
Overlapping, and then you need to send it to John's links.
Okay, so this we found a good thing. It's 500 internal server error.
Yeah, because you're missing all kinds of freaking metadata in the request.
Okay, well.
You should 500. You don't have a vanity. You don't have an ID.
All right, fair enough. Oh, it tried to help me before. That's so funny. So let's overwrite this stuff here. So starting with the end bracket. And instead, we want to update. So number one, I mean, there's all kinds of tests. The vanity URL is wrong. ID is wrong. This is an interesting test. Unauthorized.
Unauthorized. Okay. Are we ready to glue it up?
Yeah. So what I want to do now is I'm going to push this last change because I have added these API things. And then I think we could do some merginating. So let's do stop. And let's push. Okay, so, oh gosh, what have I done here? Did I make changes now? No. Maybe I don't want to change. Maybe I'll just go directly into the
PR that you have open?
The PR.
That's what I would do.
Let's grab this. Let's go into here. And I mean, I do like these updates. So what I'm going to do is a little bit of craziness.
Well, I like that background.
Yeah, it's a vector or whatever. I like vector art.
Where'd you get that?
I don't know. I think it's in the Windows Store thing. It changes.
I don't have that. I have a Mac.
No.
They sent me a Mac.
Okay, I am going to update just this. Oh my gosh. I'm going to be late for a meeting soon.
Are you going to that? It's Friday.
It's so I'm on this military mentors group.
Oh, that's right. You were telling me about that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. Okay, so where was my thing? I may just throw these changes out. I mean, it's neat. You know what I'll do? I'll update this later because I want to actually go through and merge this pull request.
Yeah, because I want to pull it and try it out on the front end.
Okay, so I'm going to go here. And so we'll just go into, where is the pull request? Here. That's what I was trying to do. Okay. So I think we can go there. I think we can merge it, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. I do love, by the way, this how it builds the stage thing all the time. It's so cool.
It is very nice. There's been several occasions where I've pushed stuff and then gone to the test site and been like, that ain't right.
Yeah.
Glad I didn't deploy that.
So I think my work here is through.
All right, let me share my screen then. Unless we'll see. I'll be the judge. I'm trying to share. I have a beach ball.
Yeah. I think they need to update the beach ball.
No way, man. That's classic.
Does the beach ball work on the Vision? Did you get your Vision Pro? Did you go through with that?
I did not buy a Vision Pro. Chat. Did anybody buy a Vision? First of all, John, I don't have $3,800, whatever that is. Step one. However, if I were to solve that problem, chat, did you buy a Vision Pro? Somebody tell me.
Yeah, I got to hear out of our sample size of 50 viewers.
Because when it came, I remember saying, it was like, was this last week I was saying this?
Yeah, you were going to invest.
I was thinking about it, and I was like, this is going to be a huge mistake. No one's going to want this thing. But then I'm seeing all of these demos on Twitter and stuff from people that have it, and there's like 600 apps in their app store. 600 apps for the Vision Pro on launch.
But what are they?
I don't know. That's a good
YouTube.
One. Pick a number from 1 to 10.
Yeah. Okay, so are you going to merge your stuff with my stuff?
I already did.
Oh, all right. Oh, right. This is the okay. Wow.
I did it while you weren't looking. Okay, so now I should restart the API though, just to be on the safe side.
I think it's time, Burke, to delete the weather forecast class.
I will never.
You know what? We need a secret. That should be on the 404 page.
What, the weather forecast?
The weather forecast.
Oh, that would be so great. It returns the forecast. 2 Microsoft employees casually hitting Apple. Yeah.
I got a stack of MacBooks behind me. They're fancy.
You know,
battery life for days. That's my favorite feature. I got to be honest.
What's that?
The battery life. It's insane. It's so good.
I mean, I feel like the Surface has a similar battery life.
It's good. It's caught up some. Some of it, and Windows has gotten better, but Windows just has so many background processes that are like, it's fine, but it does eat your battery.
You know, yeah. I mean, I feel like portability wise, Apple's got a solid game, but I was thinking the other day that like Windows is still the place where you can build something cool, right? Like you can buy a case or like, you know, and you can water cool it and it glows and like, that's incredible.
I got to show something off. This is the box. Our family's latest TV computer came in.
What is that?
Oh, it's like a Mac Mini. It's a mini PC. The thing itself is like this tall. It's like a sandwich.
And it's going to run your television?
Yeah, it does already. It's
Don't you need to have a mouse?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So what my mouse is Unified Remote, which is an app on my phone. It is so freaking cool. So let me show that off. We're way in the weeds. I don't know if this will show. These are my remotes. So the top one, when I go here, is a mouse. So when I move my finger around on here, it's a mouse on the screen. But what's cooler is when I go to my other remotes, like here's the Netflix app. Whoop. And what's also neat is my wife has the same app on her phone. So we're watching Netflix. Either of us can pause, turn up the volume, anything. Netflix, I got VLC, I got HBO, Amazon Prime. There's a key. I mean, it's got a Windows, it's got Spotify. So anyhow, I'm all in on it.
But how do you don't have a remote?
I do. It's a computer and my phone. My phone is the remote.
Yeah, but what about your remote? Like, what about the clicker?
I don't have a clicker. I have a phone.
What? Don't be ridiculous.
Why would I need a clicker?
That's insane.
I don't watch network TV, so I only do this.
My family would not be able to survive without a remote. Get John out of here.
Get John out of here. Oops.
What is this, 2014? Luddites unite.
No more fighting over the remote. It's amazing. Oops. Yeah.
Or just like sitting down and being like, where's the remote?
There's no remote.
And then you're like yelling at each other. I'm like, I know you had the remote last, bro. I saw you down here last night. Where's the remote?
It's so great. You don't have, anyone can pause your Netflix show. You can turn it up. It's all there. It's beautiful.
Things are not working for me, John, and I don't know why.
Huh. I stalled as long as I could.
What is happening here?
Create a new
I'm getting a 404 on API/user. Did you?
Uh-oh.
API, did you even touch that?
API, is there an API user? I don't remember API user.
It's there. It says unauthorized.
Unauthorized.
But that's not my app is saying something totally different.
We're gonna leave this week on a cliffhanger. 404 not found. I don't remember API user. Did we rename that?
Yeah, I just hit it.
No, I know, but what is API user?
Get link bundles for user.
Okay, maybe I messed it up. Get link bundles.
No, it's still there. I'm looking at it. Did you by chance
route user? Wrong port. People are saying wrong port.
Oh no, it's the right port.
Oh, because we're running the static web app.
Yeah. It was a good catch though. Where does that get defined? Okay, so you didn't change this.
You are running the proxy? You certain? You sure about that?
I'm running that proxy. Let's see here.
Yeah, does it show an error in there? 404.
That's odd. Yeah, using dev server for API localhost 7071. Well, you know what? Watch this. Goodbye.
So the reason, so Coding Gorilla is saying the wrong port in the browser. So the deal is we're running static web app proxy, and what that does is it proxies from 4280 to 5000 and 7071, and it uses auth as well. So it makes it work the same as it will in production. So,
dang man, my computer is really struggling. Look at this. You know what I'm doing right now?
Using Node version 18.17.0.
No, I just spit that out every time so I know which version of Node is active. It's just loading the terminal prompt. There it is. Starting Node, there's your problem. It's not starting Node. It's just I just write it out because I get sick and tired of not knowing like what the current version of Node that I'm using is. But yes, if I was starting Node, it would be a huge problem.
That would be.
What am I? Hold on. Wait.
We should have like a batch start everything up.
I know, but I like to have three terminals.
Can you do that? Can you, from a command line, say launch a terminal, do a thing, launch another terminal, do a thing?
I could if I was doing it with like Node.
I bet you can in AppleScript. I don't know what the thing is.
I don't know how to do it with
Bash.
Yeah, I might be able to do it with the static web apps emulator. Let's look into that.
Well, I need to drop on the hour, so we may have. You're gonna see this through, huh?
Yeah, I'm going all the way to the end.
I'll come back and you're like,
work from the front end. Everything feels so sluggish. Okay, there it is. Do you see it? There it is.
Zeesh. I got Full Snabbles saying anyone going to I never know how to pronounce this. Sweatug. So I know Jeff Fritz on my team's going there. I'm not going. I should apply. That'll be good.
I got no idea what's happening here, man. And I don't know what to do other than to look into this at some.
Okay, so can you ping the API directly?
I can. It's not actually a problem with. It's a problem, like, I think with
is the proxy saying it's trying to connect and it's not working?
Well, see, what's weird is that, see, there it is. Okay. So, like, that works. What the heck?
So it's only on my list. So how is the URL hard-coded into the my list page and incorrect?
No, it's the URL is
for the API.
We can see it. We can see it. API/user, right? And that's what.
It makes me wonder if there's like a typo. Can you copy that URL out of the console and just paste it in? I'm just wondering if we're like missing a little typo thing or something. Gosh.
Okay, so it is getting a result.
So no link bundles. You have no lists.
I do have lists. That's the problem.
Okay, so it sounds like maybe I broke an API or something. Get link bundles for user. This seems like something to debug. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you got to go.
I do got to go.
Still, we have regressed slightly.
Yeah. Okay, but we have good tests. So that is weird because the test works. But yours, I know why.
Why?
Because we are now using the hashed URL and provider. And your URLs were not saved.
Oh, so if I create one.
If you create one, it'll work. And our old test data is no longer valid because it wasn't using hashed URLs and providers.
Well, that's not what this is supposed to look like.
Well, I don't know about that, but I do know that.
There it is. There it is. Okay.
Oh, good. I did not want to leave on the down note. No regression. So our data now has hashed URL and provider, and that's the only valid data there is.
Why is all the Open Graph stuff failing?
I don't know about that. That is something I want to mess with. Is it timing out or is it? Well, I do got to go.
No, it's there.
Title description.
No, error. It's an error.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, you got to go. Chat. We'll do this disaster again next week. But I think maybe we'll talk about going to production.
Yeah, I think, okay, so we did make progress. The APIs are updated, refactored. We got new API tests. We've got a lot of fit and finish work on the front end. We got to figure out whatever's going on with the Open Graph, but that'll be a breeze. The Open Graph stuff's fun. No, don't be sad. Okay, I'm going to play our thanks for watching, and I'm out.
See ya. Maybe. Inception.